This is Sydney.
And I'm Sher. Here we are again with another challenge check-in where Sydney is reminding me why I left middle school.
Hear, hear.
All right, AI Dawn, get us started.
Welcome to the Where Joy is Found Challenge Check-In.
But before we get into this week's challenge check-in, we will share with you a few thoughts that have been on our minds.
Your mind, not my mind. Please leave me out of this.
Our first category is Happy Birthday.
All right, Sher, for this one, I wanted to start with this question for you because we're doing a birthday series for a reason. Because someone very important has a birthday in September. You know who I'm thinking of, right?
You.
Yeah, I am.
I knew you were going to say that.
You didn't even have an expression on your face. You were like, I know where this is going. You want me to think that I think you're going to say the prophet, but I wanted you to say me. And Titus.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
And my brother.
I think we have the same birthday.
And my niece.
Right?
And my nephew. Yeah, you have the same birthday as my brother.
Which brother?
My oldest brother.
Happy birthday, oldest brother, to me and you. It's also President Nelson's birthday. Just had it this week. That's why we're going to talk about birthdays. But here's what I really wanted to tell you. I've spent my whole life trying to believe that I'm special, that I'm unique. But then I learned my birthday is one of the top most common birthdays, and that changed everything for me. So I was literally born on the second most common day in the world.
Well, that makes you unique because all the other days don't have that.
I like that twist, but no. It was so funny because I really do think I was like, I can give to the world. I'm unique. I'm special. And then my kids told me, did you know your birthday is the second most common ever? I was like, I am a carbon copy of nothingness. But I would like to ask you, do you know the first most popular day to have a birthday? The number one day in the world that people are born on?
October 20th.
You're wrong. I thought you would get it because we're talking about President Nelson, his birthday.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, his birthday is the most common birthday to be born on, September 9th.
Wow, I did not know that.
Let's talk about how old President Nelson turned this year. He turned 100.
Happy 100th birthday, President Nelson.
So because of this, he's lived a very long life. I searched up how to live a long life, and I'm so excited to share this information with you. What I love so much about the tips that I got from a news segment was that I was looking it up because it's President Nelson, the prophet who abstains from everything that basically is on the list, which was so funny. Their number one was to drink coffee.
Was not to or
Was
to drink it?
To drink it.
What?
So I'm looking this up because President Nelson just lived a long life and he doesn't drink coffee. But according to this news segment, if you drink black tea and coffee 2 to 3 cups a day and have caffeine, that will extend your life.
Come on.
That's true. And it gets even better because it also said add more purple food, including red wine. I was laughing so hard because here's what's either happening. Either President Nelson is secretly drinking coffee and wine every day, which is possible.
I suddenly feel blasphemous. That was Sydney, not Sher.
I said there's 2 options. I didn't say the one that it was. Or we cannot trust anything that we read or anything anyone tells us because absolutely nobody knows what's going on.
I agree with that one.
But then I thought at least maybe this one. They said to have nuts every day, at least weekly, and go on walks, get more sleep.
I can support that.
So I figured he probably did those things. So if you want to live a long life, and according to the fact that caffeine was on the top of the list and also sleep, and I walk a lot, I'm going to live to 200. If I could just add some wine and some coffee, I think that I might be the oldest woman to ever live. I'm doing everything right.
I believe in you.
Nobody knows anything, as we learned. But everyone will talk like they know something, but they don't, except for maybe President Nelson.
Amen.
Our next category is From the Mouth of a Prophet.
In this segment, we will talk about someone who maybe does know a few things about life. And we're going to share with you our favorite President Nelson quote.
All right, mine is really short and simple, but I really love it. Seek and expect miracles in your life. I love that because it's like giving me permission to expect miracles that they will happen in my life if that's what I choose to see and believe and to work at to make it happen. I love it.
I love it too. And I also love this quote from November 2018. He said, "You're just seeing the beginning. There's much more to come. Wait until next year and then the next year," which was
2020.
He says, eat your vitamins, get your rest. It's going to be exciting. I love that because I'm like, I think he might have, one, had a good perspective on what was to come, but also may have known what was coming. So keep up on those vitamins. I think that should have been on the list of how to live long, but it wasn't. So
It should have.
It should have been.
According to my doctor, it's a must.
Our next category is old as when.
We're staying on track here with President Nelson turning 100. So we're going to do old is when. This is when you're old. I got this from my second favorite website, which is Urban Dictionary. Old is when your sweetheart says, let's go upstairs and make love. And you answer, darling, I can't do both.
That's pretty funny.
Old is when your friend compliments you on your new alligator shoes, but you're barefoot. Old is when a sexy girl takes your fancy and your pacemaker opens the garage door. Old is when you don't care where your spouse goes, just as long as you don't have to go along with her. Old is when you are told to slow down by the doctor instead of the police.
Has that happened to you yet, Sydney?
No. Old is when getting lucky means you find your car in the parking lot. And then one more. Old is when an all-nighter means you just didn't get up to go pee that night.
That's great.
Now it's time to supercharge your vocab.
Now, listen, Sher, for the word of the week, I really wanted it to go with birthdays, but I loved one too much that I just couldn't. So it doesn't have anything to do with it, okay? The word is recession pop.
Recession pop?
Recession pop.
Recession pop is what all politicians have. We feel the recession and they just pop it and get all the money.
You're so close. This is what it means. Okay, you're poor and you have no prospects. But hey, isn't the song good? That's it. It's like a hopelessness, but the vibe.
The song is good.
Yeah, I just love that exists out there.
I do
because
too.
I feel like there's some days where you're not happy. It's not going well, but the song's good. And sometimes that has to be enough.
I agree.
Happy birthday, President Nelson. And now for our challenge check-in. This week, we challenged you to sit down and actually spend time writing every little detail of your life that you're grateful for until you feel it through your whole being. Sher, did you do it?
I didn't write it down, but I did say it out loud. I just started listing stuff and, I didn't get very far and the tears just started to flow because I have just been so blessed and I am just so grateful for all of my many blessings.
I love it. I'm in the same boat that I didn't write it down, which I really want to, so I'm going to. It's not too late. But I used it several times when things went so wrong this week, which they have. And when I started feeling so frustrated and anxious and overwhelmed, I just practiced the pause. And then I also out loud listed everything I was grateful for. It changed everything.
That's really good.
Cheers to both of us.
Good luck on your challenge this week.
Have a great day.